want to take a moment to have a discussion about belief structure and the confidence that we place in ourselves in order to accomplish our goals. Oftentimes, it's the driving force behind achievement or the reason for the impediment of our prosperity to arise. Today, my friends, we'll talk about self-limiting beliefs, also known as the negative perceptions or assumptions we make about our own ability to eliminate the blocks that hinder our ability to achieve the goals and aspirations that we set out for ourselves. My friends, it's generally estimated that approximately 85% of American adults today lack self-confidence in their own abilities. And on the Canadian side of the border, Ipsos says that approximately 4 in 10 Canadians lack self-esteem in their own abilities. For my friend, Alain Salas, he describes himself as the mind-clearing doctor, helping people break through the cycle of limiting beliefs to create vibrant health and harmonious relationships with sought-after prosperity. He's the creator of the mind-clearing, body-clearing, and success-clearing systems. Dr. Salas is an Amazon #1 best-selling author, a chiropractic physician, and a body and mind expert. He's helped over 4,000 clients throughout the course of his career unblock their subconscious mind to achieve prosperity. And he joined me this week to demonstrate how others can follow the same path to do the same. I'm Kevin McShann. Let's have this conversation. So, Elaine, if you're ready, my friend, I'll take a moment to welcome you to the program, my friend. And I'm super excited to learn about your professional and life journey, my friend. Great to see you, and thank you so very much for being here.
You're welcome. My pleasure. This knowledge needs to be spread out.
Yeah, absolutely, my friend. And my friend, I wanted to start our conversation by asking you about the impact that your father has had on your life, my friend, and what your dad means to you.
Well, my dad was very negative person and was very controlling. So he showed me what not to do, which is a very good, a beautiful gift in a way, right? So that's basically what I got from my dad. And because he was so controlling, I wanted to, I seek for freedom. And of course, that's why I end up, living in my sailing boat in south of France. Because the symbol of freedom is a boat, right? Or a bird, but it's hard to becoming a bird as a human being, right? So basically, I lived on my sailing boat in south of France for 7 years.
Yeah, absolutely. And my friend, I'm wondering how your upbringing also affects the work that you do today.
Yeah, well, the upbringing affects us not only what we're doing, I think, as a job, but when we from what when depends who you're reading, right? So from 0 to 6 years old, we are like sponges, right? And we can, that's how we program with our mind, our subconscious mind with limiting or empowering beliefs. So we get a lot of belief assumption that we made when from the age to 0 to 8, and that's what happened to me. For me, like I was at first a freedom seeker, and I thought that freedom was outside, right? So that's why I did travel a lot. I was living on my boat, but later in life I realized that true freedom comes from within.
Yeah, absolutely. And now you help people break through the cycle of limiting beliefs, my friend, to create vibrant health and harmonious sort of relationships and sought after prosperity, my friend. So, what does it mean to you to help people think beyond their limiting beliefs and really discover prosperity?
Well, when you've got a problem in life, and the problem can be a health problem, can be a relationship problem, can be a prosperity problem, right? You need to know two things in order to permanently resolve a problem. Number one, you need to figure out what's causing your problem. If you don't know what's causing your problem, there's no way you can fix it, right? And number two, again, you need to know how to fix it. So if you know what's causing your problem and how to fix it, you can move on. You're done with the problem. So I figure out, after becoming a doctor of chiropractic physician, I was not happy with, the result that I got. I wanted more for my patients. I wanted more transformation, more growth, more healing, right? So I realized that we are mind-body connection and we barely use our mind. When you think that it's kind of like we live in two separate worlds at the same time. We've got what we call the inner world and the outer world. And the outer world, it's basically who you think you are, Kevin, like your self identity, your personality, right? What you're aware of, like your thought, your emotion, your behavior, and your action, right? What you think you
Mm-hmm.
can do, what you think you cannot do. So that's the subconscious, the conscious mind. And after there's the inner world that we lived in, and we call that the subconscious mind, right? And the subconscious mind registers everything you have been doing in your life from age 0 to now. It's where your skills reside. It's also all the body functions that are automatic, like breathing, heartbeat, are stored there, right? And so, just to give you an idea how powerful your subconscious mind or your conscious mind um, collect data at 11 bits per second. Your subconscious mind process data at 11 million bits per second. So it's 1 million times faster. And when I've learned that 5 or 10% of mine, so only 5 or 10% of mine is conscious mind. So who you think you are, it's only 5 or 10% of your mind. Therefore, 90 to 95% of your mind, depends who you're reading, is your subconscious mind. And yet, we focus only on improving our conscious mind, right? We focus only, uh, improving our conscious mind for growth, transformation, and healing. Why not bringing the subconscious mind to the party? Why not bringing 95% of your mind power, 95% of your brain power to the party? And that has been my goal, for years. And in 3 years, I created what I call the mind clearing.
Yeah, just before I ask you about mind clearing, I'm curious to also ask you, how do you define like self or sought after prosperity? What does that mean to you to really achieve prosperity in life? And how do you define the term, my friend?
Well, sought after prosperity is a state of being, is a state of being successful. Like everything in life, that when I'm going to go and develop more about what are limiting beliefs, it's a state of mind that allowed us to manifest things in life, right? And so, for example, from again 0 to 8, we are more like sponges. And so, what we see in the outside world, we assume that that's the way it should be, and we take that for truth. And if you've got, and if the assumption is like, with repetition, the assumption will become a program. So we've got basically two kind of programming that are stored in your subconscious mind. You've got the program that is serving you, right? It's like your mind is working for you, Kevin, and we call that empowering belief. And when the mind is not serving you, we call that limiting belief because it's not serving you any longer, right? So the sought after prosperity means you've got it's a state of mind of being and feeling successful, right? That's where it starts. You need to have that state of mind first, and after you can manifest that into your life.
Yeah, absolutely, my friend. So let's dive right into natural healing and your thoughts and why you created mind clearing, my friend, and what does that truly mean to you? And when we talk about optimizing a health journey, my friend, I'm also curious to get your opinion on what that means to you in relation to the work that you do today.
Well, the mind clearing is like the answer to bring, if I can say, 95% of your mind power to the party, right? Just to make sure that you can use all your ability, you can use all your mind for your health, your relationship, and your growth, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, so the question that I ask myself, how the subconscious mind process data, right? Remember, it's 1 million times faster. So when I realized that our dream comes from our subconscious mind, and when you're dreaming and you remember a dream, what you're going to remember is a picture. So that's the language of a subconscious mind. It's pictures, right? Because a picture is worth 1,000 words, right? And
Mm-hmm.
the picture can store so many symbolism that you cannot even describe vocally or write it down, right? So when I discovered that, things started to speed up, right? And I started to have better results with my patients. I will get some insight if you want. And so what you want to do, there's 3 steps on the mind clearing that I discovered. So step number one, what do you want? It's like a program you don't like, right? You're going to delete it, right? So you want to delete the limiting belief. That's step number one. Step number two, you want to download instead empowering belief and like that you will get what you want, right? And step number three, you want to make sure that it's going to manifest into your life, right? That you're going to create that into your life, right? So basically, for example, Kevin, if you tell me, you know what, I've got some low back pain, right? So I will say, okay, visualize a picture in which you have your worst low back pain that you can remember of. So you will visualize that, and after we've got a program. It needs to be customized to you. So I will tell you the program, and you will be sending the program to that picture. And after step number two, I will say, now Kevin, you need to visualize the opposite of that picture, a picture that you absolutely love, your ideal outcome with your low back. And so you visualize that, and we customize your download program for empowering belief because it's a very positive picture that represents your empowering belief. After number three, we want to make sure it's another program. We want to make sure that you can manifest into your life, right? So the big misunderstood part of the misconception, should I say, in my field, it's like you have to identify the limiting belief. You don't. You just visualize what you don't want, you download what you want, and after you manifest and create into your life the outcome and the result that you want. Does it make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. And doctor, I also wanted to ask you about emotions and behaviors and what it means to you to sort of live life with self confidence and how you help your clients sort of rediscover their self confidence. What does that mean to you, my friend?
Exactly, and I appreciate that you say rediscover, right? Because it's all within us to start with, right? So lack of confidence is about doubt and fear, right? And so what's creating the doubt and fear in your mind is your subconscious limiting beliefs that are created that. So imagine a triangle like this. And at the center of a triangle, you've got the limiting belief. So on the top of a triangle, you're gonna have, because you've got limiting belief, you're gonna have negative thoughts, right? Because you're gonna have negative thoughts on the right base of your triangle, you're gonna have overwhelming emotion. And because you've got overwhelming emotion on the left side of the base of a triangle, you're going to experience non-desirable behavior and unproductive action, right? So what we want in order to build that confidence, right, eliminate the doubt and the fear, we need to implement the 3 steps of a mind clearing to change that limiting belief at the center. We're going to put now an empowering belief instead. So at the top of a triangle, now you've got a positive thought about whatever you are not confident about, right? And after what happened, you've got a supportive emotion from the positive thought. And after you've got a desirable action and the outcome that you want in your life.
Yeah, absolutely. And Doctor, I'm curious, how do you sort of translate that into living a vibrant and healthy lifestyle and sort of reprogramming those subconscious blocks to achieve, optimal health? What are your thoughts there?
So there's different things you can do. First of all, that's what we call the body clearing, right? There's 3 programs. The basic one is called the mind clearing. The second advanced program is called the body clearing, which is about helping pain, symptom, and inflammation in your body. And the third one is called goal and success clearing, right? To get what you want. So for the pain and basically stress clearing, you want whatever makes you unhealthy, whatever symptom you have, we will target it, right? And we'll visualize, what you don't want, the symptom that is there or the pain that is there for your health. And after we'll download the empowering matching belief. And like that, you can create a symptom free and pain free life, right? So there's one way to do it. After there's another way to do it. It's like I ask my patient to write down a list of whatever negative emotion they experience, negative thinking they experience, or negative behavior that they experience that they want to get rid of. And we'll tackle those, right? Like that, they can have more peace of mind, because we are too much in our head, Kevin. That's what so many people overthink. So we're too much in our head. So all the energy is going to our head and not lots of energy going to our heart. And that's the problem.
Yeah, absolutely. And Doctor, I also wanted to talk about decoding, the matrix and unleashing what you call formidable healing growth and transformative powers, my friend, of our subconscious mind, and to achieve, the optimal health as we talked about. But how do you also look at, achieving full potential, my friend? What are your thoughts there?
Well, what's holding us back, it's in our subconscious mind. And again, they are called limiting beliefs. So when you get rid of a limiting belief, right, one after one, right, not only you increase your positive thinking, your positive emotion and action and behavior, but also you just become more connected to your spirit. You become more connected to who you are, right? And so more you are connected to who you are, more you experience empowering belief, right? And more, you can be yourself. And because I truly believe life is about becoming the best version of yourself, right? In order to do that, you need to get rid of what's holding you back, right? For me, there's 3 things that are important in life: truth, freedom, and knowledge. And they all interact with each other, right? I've always been a truth, knowledge, and freedom seeker, right? And so what I like with the mind clearing, it's like you are doing the work, right? I mean, I'm just here to guiding you, but it's empowering you to heal yourself. So there's a minimum of interaction. I'm just, giving you the technology to use ability that you always have, but we couldn't speak the same language that your subconscious mind. Now with that technology, which is called mind clearing, you can access to your subconscious mind and bring again the subconscious mind to the party and have 90 to 95% more mind power and brain power to resolve any problem and to get what you want for your health, for your growth, and your transformation.
Yeah, absolutely. And Doctor, why is this work your passion and your purpose, my friend?
What again was the question? What is what?
Why is this line of work sort of your passion and your purpose?
Yeah, because when I was living on my sailing boat in south of France, I had had a calling. You know, I saw myself helping people health wise, and so when you got a calling, you cannot say no, right? I mean, it's just you know that you know, and so that's what triggered me to come to the US and become a chiropractic physician and now a mind body expert and doing what I do to decode the mind, you know, by breaking the cycle of limiting belief of my patients.
Yeah, absolutely. And Doctor, I'm curious to ask you how self confidence can be gained from someone that has low self esteem. I know we've talked about unblocking or a subconscious mind, but more broadly, how do you think people can gain self confidence in their own beliefs, my friend?
Well, if you got a low self-esteem, it means that, for example, I'm going to take a fake example, right? Let's pretend my dad told me that I'm a loser, right? So that's not, that's being having a low self-esteem. So if my program is I'm a loser, right? What's going to happen? I'm going to think like a loser. I'm going to feel like a loser. I'm going to behave like a loser. And of course, the outcome will be a loser, which is going to reinforce my feeling that I'm a loser. I'm going to feel even more that I'm a loser. I'm going to think I'm really more of a loser than I thought. And that's going to reinforce that program, right? So I call that the subconscious stress loop. And we caught up on those loop. So in order to build self-confidence, you need to do the mind clearing to stop that loop, you know, working in the behind the scene, right? And making you taking loser action in that or behavior in that example. So that's really the fastest way and the more efficient way. You cannot have a positive mindset without having a subconscious positive mindset. That's where it starts. When you can have a subconscious positive mindset, after you know everything will unfold from there, and that's how you can get confidence. Even I should say super confidence.
Yeah, absolutely. And Doctor, I'm also curious to ask you about, from a personal perspective, what intrigues you most about how people react to different situations and how societal influences impact their reactions, my friend. So I guess what I'm asking is, what fascinates you most about the study of human behavior and how we react to societal influences? What are your thoughts there?
Well, I'm going to introduce something. It's called the placebo effect, right? Even science, you know, when they do research, they know how powerful our mind are, right? And it's called the placebo effect. They just disregard it because they don't make any money out of it. But basically, what is the placebo effect? Well, the placebo effect, it means like, let's say I take a pill and it's supposed to heal my heartburn, right? So I take a pill, it healed my heartburn, but I soon realized they told me that it was not the medicine, it was only a sugar pill. So me believing that the pill will help the heartburn did the trick, right? So that's the placebo effect. So that can impact if what we believe in will happen, we will manifest in our life, right? And also there's what we call the nocebo effect. So it means what? So what is the nocebo effect? I take the pill of the heartburn, right? And they have told me that the side effect would be headache. So I take a pill, I experience the headache, but soon I learned that actually it's not the pill, it's a sugar pill. So I believe that the side effect will hit me and I experience the headache and it's a sugar pill. And the nocebo effect is all over the news, like what I call the bad news, right? There's very good news, right? So the nocebo effect can program you, and society and the culture can negatively program you and make you behave in a non-loving way. Sometimes you see what I mean?
Absolutely. And Doctor, I'm also curious to ask you if I told you that you could put one time period in your life in a time capsule, right, and revisit it 50 years from now, what area or sort of uh, time period in your life would you want to revisit, my friend?
Well, it's like when I graduate as a chiropractic physician, what happened, I always wonder, because I always being very creative, right? So I always wonder, what I will be doing 5 years down the road, right? And at that moment, when I started to help people, I would like to revisit at the beginning, and compare to where I am now. Because in my wildest dream, I will never even imagine that I will do this kind of work as, starting with chiropractic, right? And do this kind of work and be able to help people so deeply. So that's where I will revisit with excitement.
Yeah, and Doctor, tell me, when you look at the future of the word prosperity, I'm curious, what's your greatest hope for the prosperous future for society, my friend? What are your thoughts there?
Well, it's like people can reach their goal, right? Prosperity, it's not only about financial, right? It's a well-being. Like again, it's a state of mind and state of being abundant. Being abundant doesn't mean that you're looking for money necessarily, right? You can, of course. But being abundant, it means what? To me, it means like whatever you want to create. You work on that and you can create, right? So for me, it's more about abundance, if I can say that.
Yeah, absolutely. And Doctor, why do you think today is a great day to prioritize our mental and physical and emotional health? So why do you think today more than ever is a great day to prioritize our subconscious, mental, and physical health? What are your thoughts there?
Well, because we're in a crossroad now in our society, even like we go into transhumanism, which about AI and putting implant in our beings and be in my book be more controlled by the AI, or we can connect with our spirit, right? More with our spirit with technique like mind clearing and things like that. So we are on a crossroad now. So either and whatever choose you want, that's your business, right? That's not mine. But for me, going into transhumanism is just losing our humanity, and so that's why I think that technique came now, right? And just because to reconnect with more our spirit, and be able to unleash, the formidable power of the subconscious mind to become really the human being we are supposed to be, and not what we have been told that we're only our self identity, that we're only 5 or 10% our mind. We are so much more than that.
Yeah, and Doctor, my final question for you today has to do with personal and professional legacies, my friend, and how you want your personal and professional legacy to be defined.
Just somebody try his best to help to transform and to heal and to grow. Give a technology to people to be able to empower themselves, to heal, to grow, and to transform themselves.
Yeah, absolutely. And finally, Doctor, tell me if people want to get connected with you, what's the best way they can do that?
Well, that's easy. You go to my website, right? I've got a website. It's called themindclearing.com. Again, themindclearing.com. There's a ton of information here that you can look it up. And if you want to contact me, you can. You go under contact, and there's a form here that you can fill in and ask me what you want. Also, you got my email there, and if they come from your podcast, they get 20% off of a mind clearing treatment, right? And 50% off if they want to learn the entire system: the mind clearing basic, the goal and success clearing, and the body clearing, right?
Well, I
Because
have
you want to, we can talk about that forever, Kevin, right? But the main thing is just to experience it, because experience is true knowledge, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I appreciate you joining me, Doctor, to engage in a conversation about mental, subconscious, and emotional health today. I think the work that you're doing is truly transformative, my friend, and I want to thank you for the good work that you're doing and for engaging in conversation with me this afternoon. It's most appreciated.
Yeah, and thank you for having me, Kevin. Truly appreciate it, sir.